blendabilitiesinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to share with you a card that I made that was inspired by a card in the Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog for 2015. And I'll have a little blendabilities action and also a little tip on using and putting on a fun embellishment. So let's take a look. For the main image, I'm using this Love is Kindness stamp. It's beautiful and it's great for coloring with blendabilities. And I'm going to show you, I've already started, so the process won't take so long, but I've used the Wild Wasabi blendabilities, the darkest and the lightest shade for the leaves and the stems. And I'm going to finish the bottom here by going over and blending the dark with light for this bottom. And next I have put the dark shade of Calypso Coral on the tulips here, and I'm going to come in with the mid-tone, the medium shade, and kind of blend that dark and come on up, and leaving some room where I can blend in the lightest shade. And I can just work over that darkest area that I've previously colored, and it'll wet it again enough usually to go ahead and blend it. Now ideally you would do this, you know, I waited a few minutes before I started my recording, so this ink was pretty dry, but as you can see it's doing pretty well with blending. You just don't want that harsh line there, which I'm going to work that a little bit more and see if I can blend that, and I think it's going to be just fine. Okay, so now I'm going to get the lightest shade of Calypso Coral and blend in with that mid-tone and finish coloring these. We did a card like this, much like this, with my local stamp clubs, and like I was telling them, you really cannot mess this up. It's just fun to color and blend, and the more you play with them and work with the blendabilities, the easier, and for me especially, the more confident I get with them. I'm not an expert colorer by any means, but I enjoy it and I am pleased with my finished product. And so I can't stress enough, I think if you have not tried these great tools, coloring tools, I encourage you to do so. Okay, so there we have that. And then I probably will go ahead and add a little shading going around the edges. And I'll show you that. I'm going to do that off camera. But I wanted to show you how I got the little newspaper wrap and I got this idea from the Occasions catalog, a card posted in there. And I have a piece of our typeset specialty paper, and I cut it at 2 by 1 3/4. And what I do is I looked at this and I thought, okay, how can I make that look just really pop and look really cute on there? So I did like a messy fan fold is the best way I can describe it, like that. I didn't want it too even, and then I put it over the top to see how I needed to trim. So I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to trim off the top, and you know, it doesn't have to be straight, and I can see where one side is a little higher than the other, so I'm just going to come on down with it like that. And at the bottom I like to kind of come up almost like in a little V like that, and then I play with it and see if I need to gather it up some more and do that. And then if you like, you can put some mini glue dots in there to help hold that shape. So I think I'm going to do that. that. And then around the edges, I'm going to take my basic gray ink and a sponge dauber and just kind of give it a little inking around the edges, and it's going to make it stand out a little bit more. Got some fuzz or something on that sponge dauber. Okay, so now I'm going to do this and adhere that to this card front, and then I'm going to show you how I'll embellish that, and I'll be back and we'll finish the card. Okay, so before I adhered our newspaper to the bundle, I went around the edges of the image with my lightest of Coastal Cabana blendabilities, and then I adhered with a glue dot and then tied a bow with our linen thread and adhered that on top. And you can see here I had previously punched the spiral border punch there. And for our base, I've got Sahara sand cut at 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half, scored at 5 1/2, and folded in half. And then I stamped the dictionary background stamp in basic gray on the Sahara sand base. And I have some of this beautiful Sahara sand lace trim and painted blooms twine from the Occasions catalog. And here I have a 3x4 piece of the Irresistibly Yours Designer Series paper that is one of the free options during celebration, and I cut that at 3x4, and I'm just going to adhere that to the card at an angle like that. So let me take some snail. And do that, and then I'm going to take the main image and attach that going the opposite way. Okay, so there you have our card for today. I hope you'll give that fun little embellishment a try, and be sure to try blendabilities if you haven't. They are really easy to use and make for beautiful artwork for your handmade cards and paper crafting projects. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to visit me on my website at inkandinspirations.com. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.